Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about some of the stuff I just got. And one of the first things I want to show is this Project Mercury little says May 5th, 1961 there. And they were testing capsules for astronauts in space. And Alan Shepard Jr. was in one of the Freedom 7. It's kind of neat. It says right on this card, not silver. But I like stuff like this. So another thing I just got. This is a big challenge type token medallion something. And it's talking about the first prints on the moon from Apollo 11, July 20th, 1969. On the back here, it has Armstrong's One Small Step for a Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind. And it has the other two astronauts that went with him. And interesting enough, Collins here stayed in the mothership while these two went to the moon, which probably would have liked to have been able to go to the moon, but he didn't get to that time. And I don't think he ever went back. I don't think anybody ever went to the moon twice in the U.S. program, but I really don't know for sure. United States on the side of the lander. It's kind of neat looking. I like this. Again, this wasn't very much money. And, you know, as a collectible, it might be worth more than I paid for it. Won't really know until I look it up later and see if what the composition of this is, because don't feel heavy enough to be silver, because it's about the same size as a Morgan dollar, and well, I could do a weight test and an ice test on this and see, but I don't think it's silver. The guy I bought it from has a Sigma, but he said he didn't even test it, so he didn't think it was silver. Now, been wanting to get more of these pesos. Now, these two are beat up a little bit. They're circulated coins. There's not a lot of silver in these since they're only 10%. They made them for a few years. 1967 was the last year. It's one of the last large silver coins, like a silver dollar almost. It's not quite as big as a Morgan dollar, but it's bigger than a U.S. half dollar, like that is. But there's only 10% silver in the content of these, so they're not particularly valuable. They do say on the rim, if you didn't know this, it says Independence, see? And then it says Libertad around the edge, which I thought was kind of neat. I have 5 other ones. Now I have 7 total, but they're not, like I said, they're not very valuable coins. And when you go to your coin dealer and he hands you standing Liberty quarters, or, well, jeweler coin dealer guy, said he found a few odds and ends, and he tells you a price, $4 a piece. You're sitting there thinking, well, they are worn, but that is below the official melt for a quarter. I mean, I checked earlier, it's about $4.40, I think. But out of these, this one's the one I thought most interesting, because the overall look of it, the amount of detail left on it, to be dateless tells me this is a pre-25 one. So anywhere from 1917, type 2, that is, up to 1924. Because The date wore off real fast on these, leaving more detail than on older ones that are dateless, like this one that has less details, but the date's about the same. The reason why that works that way is this date was right on top of the coin, and this was recessed a little bit, which helped keep it from wearing out. Now, we went over some of the new stuff. We'll kind of move it a little bit out of the way, because if you got a bunch of half dollars and you want to sort them, this is what you're going to want to do. Now, we'll talk about this for a moment. My other coin dealer likes to sell stuff that people like this, an empty American Silver Eagle tube, real cheap, because he has a feeling that if you sell something like this for a lot, you probably won't sell it. But if you sell it for 50 cents, that person might want to come back to you a bunch of times and fill this tube up with 1 ounce silver rounds, coins, ASEs, whatever he's got. A lot of people do that. So that's why he likes to sell stuff like this cheap. He also sells stuff like this red box. So yeah, this one's $2. If I can get it to where you can see the price. There we go. $2. So what I'm going to do now is open it up, and it's just an empty box designed to hold the 2x2 card mounts. And I'm going to grab all these half dollars and start sorting them. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of move this big stone over to this side. Where am I going to put it? I'll tell you what, I'll just put it on the table over here. Move this half dollars and this quarter so I can kind of just lay this down with that gemstone. Just lay this down right on my desk and show you that when you have a bunch of half dollars, get these half dollars over here, I'll start sorting them. Now, a lot of these were bought a while back, so we have this Benjamin 63 that someone wrote Mint State 63 on it, but I don't know. I don't really like the plastic flips, but we'll put that in there. And I've got some 64 Kennedys, Philly, and then Denver. They'll go behind the Benjamins towards the back. Another 64 Philly. Look at the price. These run for about $10 today or more. So these were bought a while back. So we're going to set them way in the back and then the Benjamin in front of it. And as I get 63D, we'll go behind this. Last year, the Benjamins. Another 63. This one's a Philadelphia. Just general circulation wear on them. It's not a real special one. There really isn't a key date in these. There's a couple a little bit lower mintage years, but for the most part, these Benjamin Franklins here there really isn't any of them that are super valuable. Now, Walkers, that's a little bit different story. Some of these at higher mint state start to get to be expensive. This one is a 35, and somebody wrote this stuff on this side instead of on this side, which is usually how they do it, the front. But we'll go ahead and stick it in with the front forward because I prefer it to be that way. Now this says it's very fine. Keep in mind it's only $7.50 when I bought it. Again, silver half dollars like these are running near $10 or $10.50 when they're carded like this. They're not carded and they're just loose half dollars. Like if I get a hold of one. There's a 37. We'll put that in here. All right. 1927 S one here. that's loose. One loose like this you might get for $10 or less, maybe, if it's beat up really bad. All right. This one says 1050. It might have been bought a little bit more recently. And it's a lot older Walking Liberty, 1917. One of the first year, earliest years. And here's another 27S. It's carded. This one was 1050 when I bought it. So it goes in here. Now, I do have a 64 proof. Very, very shiny. And the live stream tells me someone's watching. So if you could say hello or something, I'll know who you are. And I'll tag that you watched in the comment section. Or not comment, but the details section. 37S. And you start filling in this box. There's 1918, early year one. It says that there's 2 people watching. Say hello if you would, please, so I know who you are and I can thank you for watching. 37. I really don't know how many coins I have in this stack. Probably, now that one says very fine. That's a nice looking one. Don't get me wrong. But it was $7 1/4 when I bought it. It would probably be 11, 12, 13 bucks today. I'm starting to fill up the box a little bit. Got more 1964 Kennedys. Go back to the 64s and drop that back there. This one's a 43, just general circulated. And got a couple other ones in there, so we'll put it with them. Move this some. I haven't been able to buy very many 64s lately. This particular one right here might be considered mint state, might grade mint state, but they're very common, and it's not at $7. If you sent it to PCGS or NGC and had it graded, and it did come back mint state 60 through 2, 63, whatever it might be, it wouldn't add a whole lot of value because they're just too common. And this might not grade that well because it does look to have scratches on the face and some other spots. But it is otherwise a really nice looking one. Put it towards the back. But yeah, last year I could only find a few of these that I could buy, like 5 total. All the other ones I ever saw were either spoken for or sold before I could buy them. 64D, which is the last coins in this. And there's a few more 64s in here. Another 64D. Another Philadelphia with some scratches. And another pretty nice looking one there that a few scratches on it. It could possibly be a mint state coin. Not really sure. We'll drop it back here by the proof. And this one can go in front of them. There, and then the 64D all the way to the back. We're closing on about a third way there. A 44. There's a 44S in here. And I have quite a few of these walkers from the 40s and late 30s. And there's a 53D and a 62D. Benjamin Franklin, $6.75 a shot. These are nothing real special about them, but drop that one in there where it goes. And the 53 is after the 52. But I mean, if you're planning on selling these or doing anything with them, you want to sort them this way. 37S. I think I already have one of those in here. I sure do. Drop this one behind that one. 39S says fine plus 850. It might be about $13, $14 coin today, maybe. Not sure what I'd ask, but all right. This is a rather bland looking, but someone wrote BU or brilliant uncirculated. It's not really brilliant. Might be AU at best. It might also be uncirculated, but it's certainly not as shiny as you'd expect for one that is brilliant uncirculated. So we'll drop that down with the other 64s. 28S. 1940S. By the way, if you don't know, the estimate on these is right there, that little knob end part by the hill, stick, whatever the eagle's standing on. It's an estimate. Just kind of cool. I like estimate coins, for the modern ones anyway. A 45, which says they wrote very fine. Might well be somewhere, but not very much. Go back here and drop it in the 45s. This tube might be pretty, or box might end up being pretty. This is extra fine. This too is a bland extra fine, if it is extra fine, because it's not particularly shiny. It's rather dull looking, but they all, they go by the details that are left on the coin, and that's how they kind of determine whether or not it's an extra fine one or not. 35, $6.50. That's a pretty nice price on this. If you could get them that cheap today, I'd be pretty happy, because you generally can't. I think this is a 35 too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a 35. 39D that has a kind of a pleasing toning, if you ask me. It's probably had quite a bit of pocket wear, got dirty at one point, and then carried around for a while. They would probably call it clean, but it's really, when it comes to ones that are cleaned and stuff, it makes the most difference if it's like a mint state or AU coin. Once they start getting circulated, then any coin could probably be called cleaned and not really be stretching it to call it cleaned at that point. 46 Philadelphia. This is the last year they made these. No, wait, 47 is, sorry. Trying to remember this on the fly. This one's a 41S, 7 1/4. This is very fine. It'd probably be $12 or so at the coin dealer today, or tomorrow when I go there. Not sure what I'm gonna buy tomorrow. Might not end up buying anything. I didn't buy much last week from him, because he really didn't have a whole lot. I did buy a Silver Eagle. What is this one? It's a 42. I don't really like these, but we can stick it in here where it would go. And as you can see, let's see, all the rest of the stuff I got here is some war nickels and stuff. A couple nice looking war nickels in this. I can find one. Yeah. This is a dirty uncirculated, and this is one that isn't dirty really. The 45's over here. And if you're not sure on your nickel if it's a war nickel, silver 35%. They put the mint mark over the top of the dome, PD or S. That's one of the quickest ways to tell. And usually if they're circulated, they'll be kind of dirtier or almost black like this one is. This one's not in great shape, but anyway, that is straightening out and sorting out the half dollars. And this is a little over half, maybe 2/3 of the box. Looks like about 40 half dollars. Most of them are worth about $10 a piece today, maybe $10.50. And if you're going to a coin dealer to trade them or sell them to someone who's going to resell them, they probably offer you between $7.50 to $8 a piece on them, even though they might be worth 10 or 12 if you sell them yourself to a collector. A collector will pay you more than what the dealer will because the dealer is trying to sell it and make money. Modern proof. Not a lot of value in a modern proof, but they are neat looking. All right. Now that that's done, I can pull this back out of the way and put it up. It's really stuck. I'll have to get it later. All right. We'll sum up a few details here and probably call it quits for the night. Carded walkers like these probably be at least $11, maybe $11.50. I got these uncarded loose ones, slippery, $10 a piece, and these beaten up a little bit more. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for these. Oh well, it's hard telling. It was, I think I might have paid $28 for the three of them, so it's a little bit cheaper than these were. But Mexican peso coins, got a couple more. Happy. I mean, now I got a small stack of them going. All the other ones I had, these are all even date ones. 64, 58, 1960, 62, and 66. So I got a 67. And then this one I think is a repeat, because it's a 58, and I think there was already a 58 in the stack. So now I have 7 of them. They're kind of neat. All right. And then I got another little pile of Standing Liberty quarters. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end this a little bit early. And if you end up watching it later, because it'll be on my channel to watch, and you like this kind of content where people are talking about silver in different designs, different types, and you like that kind of content, like and subscribe to my channel. It will help me grow my channel. It's growing quite well anyway, but more growth will not hurt. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all a good night and get on out of here, because I guess everybody that usually watches me was a little bit busy. No one really said anything in the comments. that happens. But have a good night. One last thing. The Powerball on Saturday night is going to be almost $600 million. Don't spend your necessity money on the Powerball thinking you're going to win, because it's a very long shot to win. And you don't want to spend money you need for food, rent, put gas in your car, or whatever, hoping to hit some 100 million to one shot Powerball, or even the Mega Millions, which draws tonight, but it's 20 something million. Not near as big a jackpot, but by golly, enough to change your life, that's for sure. So anyway, hope everybody has a good night, and we will see you probably tomorrow night. I might have something different. We will see.